Are you constantly comparing your life to others only to find out a year later you feel like you're still in the same place? Do you feel like you're really trying to get somewhere and you look back and you feel like I haven't really moved that much? I'm not making the money I want, I'm not in the relationship I want, and you just see others obtaining what they want, but you don't know how they're getting there. Many of us waste such precious time comparing ourselves to others. But today I'm going to teach you how to truly focus your energy on your season of life so you no longer waste any time and you start to make real progress. The biggest problem of why we feel stuck and why we compare ourselves to others is we're not understanding that life has seasons and it's cyclical. You have a perfect example of, I see so much on social media, these girls that already have like the dream body, the big booty, the curves, the fit physique. And when you're scrolling and you see these fit physiques and you're like, oh, that's what I want. After like 2-3 months, you're like, why am I not there? How can I not get there? Why am I not able to stay in the gym 5 days a week? Which brings me to the next point of why we feel stuck is the lack of awareness of we're trying to match where they're at in their season of life rather than saying, okay, maybe I need to balance my hormones and maybe I need to work on my energy levels, my cortisol levels, so I can get to the point where I can physically be in the gym 5 days a week. And this goes for absolutely everything. Your purpose, being in partnership, it goes for everything. Comparing ourselves to where people are at takes us out of the season that we're meant to submerge ourselves in, which moves into 3 of why we feel stuck is time management. When we don't align our energy to our season, we are wasting precious time. Do you feel like you are really trying to get somewhere, like you are putting in the work and you're just not getting to where you want to be? And then you find yourself comparing yourself to other people's journey. Maybe it's their relationship, their fitness, their career, the money they're making, and you're just not understanding why you're not in the place that you desire to be. Most of us waste precious time comparing ourselves to other people's journey, but today I'm going to show you how to refocus your energy to start to really make true, meaningful progress. Today we're going to focus on 8 topics. The first being the problem of why we feel stuck. 2, understanding the seasons of life. 3, identifying your season. 4, how to focus your energy on your season. 5, the cost of ignoring your season. 6, how to break free from comparison. 7, actionable steps to align to your season right now. And 8, a vision for your future. So number 1 is the problem of why we feel stuck. Comparison is the biggest trap of not getting to where you want to be. It quite literally robs you of the precious time that you could be leaning into what you need to do to get to where you need to be. But instead, you're looking at others and feeling like you're left behind. And what many of us don't realize is life is cyclical, just as we have seasons where we have winter, spring, fall. It's the same with life. Not every season is going to be winning, and not every season is going to be about learning from our failures. What we don't realize is we are wasting precious time when we don't align to our season that we're in right now. Number 2 is understanding the seasons of life. Everything is a season. So we have 4 seasons. We have winter, we have spring, fall, and summer. So there's 4 seasons of life. There's the rest season. There's a time for healing, for self-care, for going inward, for nourishing ourselves, for getting our body, our heart, our minds in alignment with feeling so good in our body. I remember when I was in my rest season, I only went for walks. I was so just in my own energy. I was healing my hormones. I had mold in my gut. I was doing so much trauma healing. My body was so tired. My nervous system had always been so like rambunctious and high running that being in rest season actually lasted for like over a year for me, maybe even more, but it required a lot of rest. There wasn't really any progression of moving forward in my career, my relationships. I didn't go out that much. It took priority of healing my body, and this isn't something that was overnight. So in comparing myself to maybe the girls in the gym that were growing their glutes, because I used to grow my glutes a lot back in the day, like through college, I was like so focused on growing my glutes. And in rest season, there's no way you would find me able to be in the gym 5 days a week, eating all of that food or trying to lose weight. Like, losing weight in a rest season is kind of hard because your body is just trying to recover. Especially when you're doing healing work, your body needs a lot of sleep and a lot of love. Then there's the growth season where you're learning a lot, you're taking in knowledge, developing skills, you're putting so much time and effort into self-improvement, into growing yourself, to changing your life. Where maybe you start to feel good in your body, but a lot of your energy and resources are going into improving yourself and your future. I mean, I have spent almost 6 figures, I've spent 6 figures on personal development, on my certifications, on world-class mentorship, like some of the best people in my industries. And I have devoted, I can't even tell you, years and years and years of training to my growth season. And honestly, my growth season is, I feel like I'm always gonna have a growth season because I'm always putting into how I can improve my skills to like help you guys too along the way. But when you're in a real growth season, you are in devotion to complete transformation. It's almost like when the caterpillar purposefully goes into a cocoon and wraps itself to come out of a butterfly. That is a perfect example of a growth season. I literally went into a cocoon. I stayed home a lot. I focused on my certifications. At one point I was taking 3 at a time. I remember years ago when I was in college, I was in 16 units and two internships at the time. I was in a massive growth season. So these are cyclical. They come and go over and over where you're in devotion so much to that time. If I would have been comparing myself at the time to people making millions of dollars of like, oh, why am I not at the $1 million mark right now? It would just not only cause jealousy and create a lack energy inside of me, but it would take away from the season I'm in and honoring that season fully. Are you starting to understand when you're not surrendering to the season you're in, you're just creating a ton of lack energy? Next is a transition season where you're shifting directions, you're exploring new paths, defining your goals. Any of us on this journey of self-development, healing, growth, improvement, like we want to live better lives than our parents did. We want to give better to our children. We want to experience more. We want to travel more. We want to have opportunities that we never had. You're going to go through a transition season when you're going to say, okay, things are no longer aligning for me. It's time for me to take action and move in a new direction. This is a transition season. This is a season of trust. This is a season of not knowing, of lack of clarity, and trusting that the clarity is going to come through at the divine moment. In a major transition season last year where I had such lack of clarity, and I remember at certain points feeling so frustrated. And this isn't about being perfect in your season, but what started this whole topic for me and being so aware of it was I noticed the comparison and jealousy of like the women already where I want to be, and not realizing and honoring that I'm in this beautiful season of self-discovery. Of your transition season, I believe, is like so magical, so beautiful, because it's the time that you get to take to redefine and create, because you are the creator of your reality, where you want to be, what you want it to look like. This is like the master vision board season where you get to take all the skills you've been learning, all the healing you've done, all the self-development work, and really hone in and be like, okay, now that I'm this like new being, what do I want to create? What does this transition look like? What is no longer serving me? What am I calling in? This is a magical season, the transition season. Last one is your harvest season. And this is the one that a lot of us have been programmed to think, this is the best season. This is the season I always need to be in. If I'm not in this season, something's wrong. Because when we look at social media or we look at other people who post the best of their life, or there's people that we put on a pedestal of like, that's the body I want, that's the relationship I want, that's the amount of money I want to make just like them. And we create this gap between us and them of like, why are they there and I'm not? They're in their harvest season where you reap the rewards of your effort. You're launching things, you're enjoying your accomplishments, you're making more money. And the funny thing is, most of us will never really get to the ultimate harvest season because we're not really leaning into where we need to right now to get to where we want to be. What I've noticed about a lot of people that have the most ultimate success is they have been willing to do the hard things. They've leaned into what they need to do. They've put in the work, whether that be showing up to heal their body physically of autoimmune diseases, or maybe it's putting in the hours they need to do to get to their business to where they want to be. Either way, they've done what they needed to do to reap the rewards in their harvest season. You could almost look at the harvest season like the light at the end of the tunnel. Like through all of these seasons, it's almost like coming through winter, going through spring, or maybe it's like going through fall, winter, and then things start to spring and you start to see the sprouts coming up. And then all of a sudden summer comes and everyone's outside and connecting and vibrant, and you're getting a tan and you're playing in the water and you're having there's so much energy with the summer sun. And then things start to die again and fall comes, it gets a little colder, people want to go inside. In Chinese medicine, our bodies naturally adapt to these seasons where we need more and more rest. That's why there's less and less daylight. Like we get to winter and we need to sleep more. Our bodies need more grounding food. And then spring comes again and the sprouts start to sprout and the flowers start to bloom. And then we go back outside, and that's exactly how seasons of life are. Look back on your life right now. I guarantee, I'm sure you had seasons where you were inside more, and then seasons where a lot was happening, good things were happening, and then there was a season where shit was hitting the fan and things were falling apart. Really reflect on your life and the seasons that have come and go. Number 3 is identifying your season right here, right now. Some questions to take you deeper is, what is currently demanding of your energy? How does your physical body feel? Feel like you need more rest right now to build? Maybe there's a lot of learning you need to do on certain things, or maybe it's a time of just launching and going out there and creating in the world. I look at this in a backwards way too, of what are your end goals? Let's say I like to use fitness because I see so many people wanting to get certain bodies, but they're not surrendering to where they're really at. And then they're so hard on themselves when they're like, I wasn't able to get in the gym this multiple times this week. And we're just so hard on ourselves for not being where we want to be. So we're going to use fitness. Let's say you want to be in the gym a lot, you want to be hiking, and you want to be doing all these things, but you have an autoimmune disease, or you have gut issues, or you have problems with your body that you just need more rest right now. Or let's say for your purpose, maybe you're in a job that you really don't like, a transition/growth season where you need to start learning and exploring ways of transitioning out of your current job into your new job. And it's not a time to go buy the real estate, or I need to be making this amount of money. Maybe it's a time of saving for the transition. You really want to make a certain amount of money, but you just don't have the skills yet, and you need to be learning and building your business more. Maybe you've done everything you needed to do and you're just procrastinating, and you need to be launching and working on yourself to really just be in your harvest season. Reflect on your blind spots and what your life is asking of you. How are your finances? How is your emotional state? How are you showing up? And not in a way of I need to force myself, but how is your body feeling? Years ago, there is no way I could physically be doing what I'm doing right now. I could barely go for walks. I needed sleep. And then it built up to 3 days in the gym and walks. And then it built up, 5 days in the gym and walks. And now I'm I mean this with I work very slow. I don't rush, but I also don't stop. I probably go about 7 days a week because my work is not work to me. I am so filled up because I've leaned into every season with every single moment of my life. And I say this it might sound corny or hard to believe, but I have gone through so much grief, so much loss. My life fell completely apart for years. I lost the people closest to me. Friends have rearranged. I lost my career. I let everything fall apart. I leaned into being in intense certifications. I leaned into years of trauma work to get to a point where I love my night routine. I love the way that I sleep. I love my health. I love my morning. I love every single piece of the work I do. I leaned into learning all about systems for business where I have these structures in place to support me. I love to push past being tired because I believe so much in my mission. I love my purpose, and you can get here too. You have to lean into all the previous steps. You can't just jump ahead. It doesn't work that way. It's like saying, okay, I'm just gonna set this house right here. Okay, there's refurbished homes and mobile homes where you can do that, but like, how sturdy are they? They can't withhold multiple generations of families living there. No, you have to tend to the soil. You have to lay the foundation. You have to let it dry. You have to put up the foundation, then you put up the beams, and then you put in the insulation, then you put in the walls, and you paint until finally you can live in this beautiful home. But it takes steps. Take your journal and really reflect on where you want to be and what are all the things that you need to do to get to where you need to be. Are there still things you need to learn? To go on about this topic, I feel so passionate about it because so many people are missing crucial steps, and they're trying to just jump ahead by comparing themselves to where other people are at. One of the biggest things I do when I work with clients or take them on journeys is honor where you are. You honor where you are at. And it's okay to be inspired by others, but that's their life, that's their journey. Don't get entangled in it. Just be inspired and be like, oh, I love my journey. Love the pain. Lean into the pain. And that brings us into number 4, is how to focus your energy on your season. Something I teach a lot in private mentorship. And I teach some of it on social media, but is ancient spirituality. And my spiritual awakening has been pretty darn deep, and it set me on this whole path. But to keep it really simple, the most beautiful thing and the simplest aspect of ancient spirituality is learning to not only want to be happy all the time and to feel good all the time and to succeed all the time, but to equally be okay with the pain and the failure and the things falling apart. True mastery and enlightenment is when you can take both of these and be completely neutral. So let's say I lost $1 million. If I can stay neutral, I'll be like, okay. And then if I make $1 million, if I could say, okay, and not attach to either one, that is the beautiful thing about leaning into your seasons. If you cannot attach so let's say for an example, in 2023 was one of my hardest years besides probably 9 years before that when I was in another cycle of seasons when my sister passed away. 2023, I lost both my grandmas. I had a lot of health issues. I had to put my life on pause. I left my career. It was a big year for me. I got shingles. I had mold in my gut. I had so much wrong. It was, let's just honor me for that right now. My heart activated. Yeah. And being in that season, I had to surrender. And be like, okay, yeah, this is where I'm at. I couldn't judge it. I couldn't run from it. I wasn't like, oh, why am I experiencing this? No, I leaned deeper into spirituality. And I was like, I surrender to this fall apart because I know everything is happening for my highest and best good. And when you can come to that place of being okay with the complete fall apart, looking back, I'm just so, I don't want to say proud, but I just feel this energy of I can do anything. And I'm here for all of the receiving now and all of the goodness that I feel, but I also feel this neutrality because it's all going to happen again at some point. It's life, it's cyclical. So being able to just witness life and be in the season you're in and not look at other people. Like no matter what season you're in, you're gonna find someone quote unquote doing better than you, and just honor the season you're in and lean into it. 5 is the cost of ignoring your season. 1, it can create tremendous amount of frustration. And I hear it a lot of people saying like, why am I not making the money I want to make? Why is my partner not here? We're losing precious time that's taking us out of the present moment where we could be learning of like, ooh, that's a pattern. I want to rewire that pattern. Ooh, that thought keeps coming up. Let me play with that thought and let's rewire a new thought. Any opportunities for growth, for rest, for pushing boundaries, for playing full out, for finding new ways of having more fun. The cost of ignoring your season is tremendous amount of growth. This is a perfect example. I'm in a lot of different communities because I'm a projector. Everything about my Venus is Capricorn. I got all kinds of Capricorn placements. I'm a Sagittarius. Like I'm a natural born, like I want to discover the truths of life and learn, and I'm here to teach. So I'm in this one community and this woman is multimillionaire. She's incredible, badass, feminine embodiment leadership coach to help women build businesses on feminine energy. And she made, everything is divinely guided, let's just say that. So this day that I was thinking of like, I've really ramped up my energy and the amount of time I'm putting into things. And I had this in the back of my mind of, okay, do I need to be on it even more, or is what I'm doing enough, right? And so it's funny, that day when I listened to one of her episodes that she puts out daily, she was saying, yeah, you know, we have to realize time is on our side. And we don't, like, if things don't get done today, I'm not worried because I can get them done tomorrow. And it felt so right in her body. And then she said, but there was a season in my life that I did put in a lot of hours and I sacrificed a lot of friendships and I put in the work, but we have to realize that time is on our side and what we don't get done today will be done tomorrow. Now, beautiful. That's beautiful for her. In my line of work, I teach to really tap into your own intuition and your own embodiment. And does that resonate with me? And something in my body was like, this is the piece a lot of coaches miss, is we think we need to tell our clients where we're at is where we're supposed to be, and we forget all the things that we did to get to where we need to be. Every business owner that you meet, I don't care if you're spiritual, a master manifester, they have put in countless hours of work. So that reading that she told us that day did not resonate with my body. In fact, it made me think, for all the people that just take information and run with it, and like, oh, if she's doing that, I need to do that. If I would have done that, because I tapped in with my body, I'm like, no, I need to be more on it right now. And that was what's true for me right now. I'm in a season of build, build, build. And if I would have tapped in of like, okay, that's true for me. I don't need to get these few things done today if it doesn't fit in the schedule. If you think about life, think about like a ship. Even the smallest little turn of a wheel can completely change the direction of the way that the ship goes on the ocean. Like, I'm talking micro movement of a wheel on a ship completely changes the direction. If I would have listened to her and over time of the course of this year moved more into the energy of, oh yeah, time's on my side this year, I guarantee I will not be where I need to be in this season of my life, or I feel in my heart I am meant to be, by following that. And this is why we get the question of, why am I not where I want to be? Because we're listening to what other people tell us of what we should be doing and where we should be. That's why I will never tell anybody what to do, especially in my sessions when I work with people or things that I launch for you guys. It will always be to guide you into you, because only you know what you need. So just be aware when you're listening to people that are like, this is where I'm at, this is what I believe. You need to, for instance, Mel Robbins, I love that woman. She's fantastic. A lot of her stuff is like, when your alarm goes off, you need to be up. You go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you get up. If I would have done that in my trauma healing era, my body would have missed out on a tremendous amount of rest. I did not set an alarm for a year. I slept so much. I needed so much sleep. It's incredible. But I still love her. So when you look at these people that are doing what you want to do and where you want to be, you have to ask yourself though, is that truly honoring my highest and my best good in this moment to actually be able to sustain the woman or the man or the human that I desire to be? This is a really important point. Totally shifted into number 6, from comparison. So that kind of all ties together of, if you throughout any season of life can strengthen your connection to your body and your intuition of being inspired, of being guided. I have so many mentors and guides and trainings, and I have never once been in a space where there isn't at least a few things that I'm like, that doesn't resonate for me, my life, my teachings, my body. Never, because no one is me. No one on this human earth is me. No one on this human earth is you. So you need to constantly be asking yourself, ooh, did that feel good in my body? Is that true for me? And that is how you break free from comparison and you move more into inspiration. 7, practical steps to align to your season. I would really take some time and sit with a journal and lay out where you desire to be. Maybe even go back in this video and look at or listen to all 4 seasons and start to lay out and see like, okay, maybe I need more self-care right now. I need more rest. I'm having health issues, or I'm in a phase of like, I really want to move out of this relationship. I really want to heal from this relationship. I want to move out of my career. I don't know where I'm going in my career. Maybe you're in a transition season. Growth. Maybe you want to move out of your career and move into like this new career and you have so much learning to do, or you really want to grow your business more, but you don't really know how to grow your business more. So you need to put more effort into growing your business. Maybe you have everything set up and you just need to put your foot on the gas and really start to build your life. Like, I would just go back and sit with yourself in a quiet space, light a candle, drop into your body, maybe rub your heart and ground yourself, listening to a grounding, beautiful meditation, and start to connect with yourself of like, what do I need to be to get to where, who do I need to be to get to where I desire to be? You can even use people you're inspired by of like, I want to be like this person and this person and this person. Like, what are the skill sets I need? What are the qualities of the type of person that show up? Maybe I lack self-confidence. Maybe I'm having too many triggers in partnership and I need to do healing work. Really clear, this isn't just about taking outward action. I spent years and years and years doing deep internal transformational work, which I do not really know anyone that has gone as deep as me and really put myself in a cocoon to really transform my internal world. I don't expect anyone to do that, but I'm telling you, when you transform your internal world, your external world has no choice but to shift. So how is your internal world? How is your confidence? How is your self-love? Because really being the person you desire to be should be absolutely effortless. That's why I feel like people that come from trauma have more work to do than people that are born into families that, look, everyone has trauma. I'm not downgrading anyone, but some of us have more traumas that need to be healed than others. We have more work to do than others do. But I also believe it's a gift because through that trauma, we actually create so much more gratitude for the person that we become. I don't want to say work harder, but there's some kind of energy of people that have been through a lot that create a life that is so magical because we know what it's like to be on the other side. Number 8 is a vision for your future. Really lay out, and this goes with 7 and 8, is journal like where you really want to be and all the qualities that that person has and all the tasks that they're doing, and lay it all out and go backwards. And this is why I created Magical Morning, my course, because everything starts with health. It always starts with how you feel. How do you feel in your body? Do you need to focus on the way you eat? Do you prep your food? Like, this is the foundation to everything. When you don't feel good in your body, there's no way you can sustain your days. Even when you're healing trauma, you need to have so much self-care in place. When you are in growth season, you're learning a lot and you're transitioning from your old job and you're putting hours in for your new job or your new purpose or career, like, you need to be taking care of your body. So like, journal how your health is. What habits do you need to break? What habits do you need to put into place? Are you happy in your career or purpose? Do you need to move out of it? You know, are you happy with the money you're making? Are you truly happy in the relationship you're in? Journal. Like, get deep, go deep with it. So to close out, for your season of life, take the time to surrender into it, move out of comparison and into inspiration. And remember, jealousy is just its way of saying like, ooh, that's something I want that I don't have yet. So we all want to avoid this emotion of jealousy, but all it is a little energy of like, ding, ding, like, I desire what that person has. I'm just not owning it yet. So we're moving out of comparison into inspiration. And when we feel that way, we're like, okay, I see you. That's what I desire. Now let me grab my journal and work it backwards of how I'm going to get there. And I'm going to lean fully in and not skip the steps and integrate this new person, this person that no one can take from you. No one can take this from you. You don't understand. Like, don't skip the steps. Lean into the steps. So, I love you. I want you to live the best life. Like, I want us all to just pull each other up. And I don't want you to get lost in thinking like only some people are successful and some people aren't. Like, I want to help you take the steps to get to where you want to be. So drop in the comments if you figure out what season of life you're in. I love you, and I will see you next time.